Testing. Okay. So you can actually see my cursor. I had to check to make sure at first. I was trying to point to specific things when doing the stream. The other one got nuked because I couldn't. I was trying to figure out if my mouse was working or not. I was like, never mind. But anyways, yeah. Back to the stream. You don't know the context of what I was talking about earlier, so I'm gonna just reiterate it here. I'm trying to see if I can throw my perspective on how I view FNAF 4. There's so many ways to look at it. But yeah, this game is really hard to solve, I will admit. So I think what I've noticed was, because I was looking at FNAF 4 earlier on my phone, like the mini games and stuff like that, and I decided to pull up the video here on my laptop and talk to you guys about what I think is going on here, at least what is being represented, or what I think we probably could or should look at when it comes to solving or trying to find the pieces, at least, because I think that apparently that's the main thing that's very crucial. To figuring out if there's even a story with FNAF 4, or if FNAF 4 is supposed to be used to solve the other games, or just solve the game itself and add to the other stories. So my thing is, okay, I noticed that the color red is a pretty big focus in this one, because if you remember in the beginning of FNAF 4, when you load the game, the first thing you see is literally red. Like, it's everywhere. Like, yeah, there's these creepy, like, static lines that are going across the screen, almost like the other games. But this time, you are literally living in a nightmare. If you want to think about it like that, you're living a nightmare. So I noticed a few things. All right, I'm gonna start spouting out stuff, and you guys can pick the stuff apart and look at it how you want. Red. There is a ton of red balloons in this game. All right. So in the beginning, I noticed that red is important. I didn't realize that until I got to about like right here. Oh my gosh, ads. I need premium. I need it bad. But who wants to pay for ads? Really? Come on. So I noticed with this mini game, if you go right here, they were like, "Do you remember what you saw?" Right? And my thing is, a lot of people were just like, "Oh, there's so many different things." I'm gonna go with, for this topic, like at least this topic, like that the crying child saw these two shadows, and you know how people do like hand puppets in like front of a light source. There's lights above them, so none of this is in the dark. I saw a theory saying that when Crying Child was in that closet with the Golden Freddy body or whatever, with the hair sticking out or the wires or whatever, however you want to interpret that was in the dark. No, there's no way, because the lights are clearly on everywhere. If Scott wanted it to look like it was in the dark, he would do that, because he's done it in every other minigame but these ones. There's not a single minigame where it is literally nighttime. It is always daytime during these minigames. That's the first thing that we have to remember. We can't just go, oh, let's put like a shadow on all of this, and then let's see what we can find. You know how like in the Scott teasers, we had to brighten everything up to find stuff. I don't think that's the case here. If that were the case, or blacklighting whatever the heck is going on here, because I don't think you can blacklight a game. I don't know if that's even possible. I mean, shoot, prove me if I'm wrong. I just think that for this specifically, I think the crying child is scared of the shadows that he sees. He doesn't outright say, no, stay away from me, or anything like that. It's just that the narrator, or the character that's being used to express the crying child's emotions and thoughts, because it's reading his thoughts, it knows his thoughts. So it's not just breaking the fourth wall, it's also telling the player, yeah, it's also telling the crying child, like, hey, lock in, bro. I know what you're thinking, like, but just lock in. So you got these two red balloons. I don't know what's supposed to be right here, because it's not like this is warning us of something ahead of time. I don't really think so, because if that were the case, we would have had some type of like text or something that tells us, hey, before you get here, you're gonna see these two shadows. I don't know, because he goes to this one first, and maybe this one's just supposed to like let him know, like, as a warning, like, hey, be careful going past these dudes. Like, not that they're dangerous or whatever. I know you're scared, but be strong, because that's what he said. You said you have to be strong and make it past them. I feel like the red balloons mean Because look, it says it right here. I feel like the red balloons just have something specific to do with FNAF 4 itself as a whole, because the game's theme is the color red. The crying child got bit, but we don't see any blood. So I mean, you would think we should have seen something like that, considering that we saw William get spring locked in FNAF 3, and then we seen blood in the FNAF 2 death mini games. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like the red balloons are important. They're telling us something, because every time we go near a red balloon, there's always something there. Like if you go here, right, and the crying child is clearly too scared to go past the shadows, not the animatronics. He says you can find help if you can get past them. You have to be strong, because why would Scott, like, you can't see my hands right now. I'm putting my hands beside, like, to measure the distance between the left side of the screen on the minigame and the right side of the screen on the minigame. You cannot see the animatronics in this part. You can see their shadows very clearly. There's even like a black line on the bottom that's supposed to indicate the stage and shit. You cannot see them right here, meaning that he is more than likely scared of the shadows. He can probably see the animatronics from that distance. We don't know, but I personally think that he is scared of the shadows, not the animatronics specifically on this specific part. So if you play this and then you go right, you see your dad. That's his dad. That is his dad. And I'm gonna give you an idea as to why I think that's his dad, not just that, like, oh, he's adopted, or he's just breaking into his own, like some random dude's house and then getting kicked out of. I don't know, like, there's so many things going on. And then there's this dude. He's a performer in a spring lock suit. He was clearly outside the building, probably greeting people on the way in, and then he noticed that, like, hey, this dude is right here. He's not supposed to be here for whatever reason, or maybe he did something or ran into something that he was not supposed to see, and then just like, because I don't know, maybe what this could also be telling us is that the crying child ran this way towards the stage and got scared and saw one of the animatronics get up, and then he went to go hide under here. So if you go back, he starts where? He starts right here underneath this table. So maybe he hit underneath the table and kept crying. And then the performer's outside. He's like, well, I mean, I guess I'll just go back inside. And then they kind of just have that FNAF security breach, FNAF 1 surprise sound effect that happens when you turn on, like, the light to see the animatronic in the window in FNAF 1. Just imagine that playing right here, that same sound effect. And then he just sees him. He's like, oh, shoot. Oh, there you are, kid. Like, I got to go get you. Like, you can't, like... And then he clearly chases this kid. He chases this kid. It's almost, you could say he teleported, but we don't see a walking animation from any other character but the crying child, which is really weird. Really weird how this guy is, like, teleporting. And we think, and it's, like, weird, right? Like it's also possible that the crying child thinks that, I'm derailing a lot, I'm sorry. It's also possible that the crying child thinks that he sees a person in the suit, and it's not a person. It's actually an endoskeleton that looks like a person. So he sees a person instead of the endoskeleton here. And then when you go back to, like, over here, where is it? When you go back to, the thing is also, why does he stay there long enough to let the crying child see his dad come out the door? Because, I mean, yeah, it could also just be like a plot device used, like Scott uses to say, hey, this is important. This is why he's scared of whatever's going on here. Either the shadows or the dude in that suit. Or both. But my thing is, like, this is so weird how he doesn't chase him. Does he give him, like, the count of 3? Because there's no timer. Like, obviously, he can't progress until you go to the dialogue and then go back and then go left. Like, we tried to run. We tried to stop. Why does the crying child stop for the dude? Is there a dead end? Is that where the wall ends right there inside the entire diner? It's just, oh, there's, because these are tables, right? And I get it, Scott probably didn't want to make the entire building free roamable and whatnot, but it's weird how there's these tables, right? And the crying child basically just gets bodied at the end. No, not bodied. He just stops for that dude, which I don't get why. He clearly sees. Maybe he doesn't see this going on. Maybe this is just for us to see, but the crying child doesn't see this. Is just happening in the background for him. But there's a red balloon right here. I'm going back to the red balloon thing. There's a red balloon right here that's telling us like this is important for some reason. Like crying child did not see. This happens after. It's not like he's just opening the door. He didn't want his son seeing this at all. Like he didn't even want him here. And I feel like there's something important. He's supposed to be home. He's supposed to be home. But why are you still standing here? When I walk towards you, why are you not attacking me? Why are you not doing anything? Why are you not looking down at me, more importantly? That's also weird. Like, I get it's probably just a representation thing with the character design, but it just feels weird how he's just staring off, almost like he's dead, or it's just meant to, like, show that the crying child's scared and he just looks dead in this suit. Like, I don't know, like, it's not a dead body. Adults don't really possess suits. And in the games, people have clearly gotten spring locked, but the adults don't go around attacking other adults. Like you would think, oh, they get spring locked, but no, like no, like literally, they have to take those bodies out of the suits. They have to. Who knows? Maybe Secret of the Mimic explains how they got rid of the dead bodies from the adults. Whenever they got spring locked, they just scooped them out of there, and then buried them and had their funerals. Simple as that, right? Like, to me, it's just weird how the color red is represented here, because there's red here, red there. This door is like a darker shade of red. Then skipping this part, he hates you. I'm thinking that, oh, the dude that caught crying child snitched to the father, and he was like, forget you, bro. Like, it can't be the brother here, because why is the brother not here? He doesn't even step foot in this place at all. At all. And what is the brother doing at night? That's what I'm also not getting, because one, these nightmares aren't happening during this, because why would the older brother have nightmares and then take out his fears on his little brother? I mean, yeah, that could be an interesting motivation. Be a really weird one. But don't you think he would also be too scared to go here as well? Because the crying child doesn't... He's scared. He doesn't like being here. He hates you. And then this part also says he knows you hate it here. He knows that you hate it here. So, okay, so I take it back. The brother doesn't mind being here, but the little brother does mind. He hates it completely. And the thing is, like, in the Midnight Motors minigame, crying child wouldn't be running towards this place. He's not being hypnotized. He's not being dragged. Like, he was clearly dragged here. He was dragged here. But it's just so weird, man. Like, did he knock him out? Like, he was crying. Dude's on the ground. He dragged him while he was crying. Like, he dragged him while he was crying. He had that, but there's another thing too that's also weird. There's some missing context between this and this. Did he cry himself to sleep and then the brother brought him there? Because that was my very first interpretation of this entire thing. Like, he was asleep and then the brother picked him up, left him there, and he woke up. He's like, what the fuck? Like, why would he take me here? And then the crying child just assumes like, oh, his brother brought him there. Like, I don't know. There's some missing context between this minigame and the next one, and we don't know what happened between the two. We don't know if the brother, we clearly know the brother brought him there. Like, he dragged him there. He had to have dragged him there. There's no other way. It's not like he picked him up or just straight up picked him up and dragged him there. Like, his dad didn't bring him there, because it's not like it's on some take your father to work mess. It's literally just, clearly to me, I feel like his brother took him there for whatever reason, just to mess with him or whatever. Because after that first run, like, the brother already knows, like, okay, you locked him in the room. Something important happened here. What did he do this time? Okay, honestly, there's so many things I could look at right now, and y'all might be able to piece it together. What did he do this time? It could be talking about both Michael and the dad, because the brother, he was locked in his room for a reason. Maybe Michael is trying to protect the brother from, but he feels like the best way to protect him is by scaring him, and that, I'm making an assumption here. What if the reason why he got locked in the room was because the MCI happened and his brother didn't want him getting killed, or the father didn't want him getting killed, so he told his brother to like keep him in the house no matter the cost, like just do whatever you can to do it. And his older brother's like, fine, I'm gonna have fun with this, and just scares him and keeps him back in the room all the time. Wouldn't that make sense? Why would the crying child keep trying to go up there to see his friends if they're dead? Like just that's assuming that the MCI even happened during this point in time. No matter what year it is, it's probably not even 83. It's probably something else. It's probably, it could be anything. We don't know 100% for sure. Scott didn't outright say, "Oh, this game takes place in 1983," and there's no description on Steam or anything, because I would have heard it by now that this game takes place directly in 1983. We don't know. Fredbear's has been around for a long time. This place has been around for a while. When he says he knows you hate it here, meaning that this place has been around for a while already. And if it does take place in 1983, this game is 4 years before FNAF 2. That's definitely not enough time to recover from a fault like this. The MCI happening and that? Come on now. Because the MCI happens at a separate location around the events of FNAF 4. So these places do simultaneously exist. It's just that before I get lost in my head, there's something weird going on with this part, and there's also something in the trailer I feel like too, that the golden. I feel like T-Dreads might have mentioned this already, but there's a part in the trailer for FNAF 4 I looked at a couple days ago where the text goes yellow, and it took years for people to realize this, like how in the trailers there's like someone speaking technically, or it's supposed to represent a character or something important in the games. Like FNAF 3, the red is like going to Springtrap, but then if you go back to like I think FNAF 2 or FNAF 1, the letters change to the opposite color of that color, and it's supposed to mean the other character or something like that. But FNAF 4, I feel like the gold is like either going towards William or the Golden Freddy spirit, or representation of Golden Freddy or something like that, like talking to whoever is supposed to be like important in the story, because what have you brought home, da 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 da. Something about the shadows is mentioned in the trailer too, and then later after the game is like everyone's having a hard time solving the game, Scott does bring up the shadows thing again in one of his teasers. What is seen in the shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child, so it's doubled down just very slightly. So my thing is, I feel like here the crying child was probably locked in the. This might have been said before too. I feel like this might have been said. There's probably a lot of things I've said before in this stream that have probably already been thought of or said. But what if I'm just throwing it out there? What if the crying child was locked in the room for a reason? Locked in the room. He didn't understand why he was locked in the room. He was locked in the room. Maybe the brother was just picking on him. But also it could be just, because we don't get to see any part of the house yet, like at all. I feel like he was locked in there to protect him from the situation with the MCI. I feel like that's what's happening there. And then when he gets let out, the rumors, they couldn't find the dead body. The rumors, because he's banging on the door. He starts crying, and maybe he does theoretically like cry himself to sleep. To me, that would make sense. And then he just has the nightmares. But if Michael's having the nightmares, that's going to be weird, because that would mean that Michael's either the crying child or Michael is both the crying child and the Foxy bro, or just Foxy bro. But it's just weird how he would be the one having the nightmares. I don't know. And it's not like him scaring the crying child puts him to sleep. That's just weird. Or maybe the crying child is used to lure or distract by. I don't know. Like this, it's so weird. We don't hear the crying child crying. There's so many things to think about when it comes to this game. There's so many ways to interpret different stuff. It's so weird. But another thing I did notice too, and this is gonna sound weird. I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying this. I don't know if anyone has thought. Okay, I'm not gonna say it, but again after this. But I don't know if anyone's thought about this. What if the part where you go to see the boy with the green shirt and the red heart holding the plush trap, the biting plush trap plush, right? The finger trap plush. The background ambiance is different from the ambiance on the inside, right? So the ambiance out there sounds similar to like the FNAF 3 office. Am I crazy? It sounds pretty similar. When you go inside, it's almost like it gives off the similar vibe to FNAF 1's ambience, but it doesn't sound like it, right? It just sounds like the ambiance is used to represent that the crying child is extremely paranoid. Like, if you think about it, that's another way to interpret it too, because it just sounds like he's like freaking out, like he's in his head, he doesn't want to be there. It sounds like there's like arcade games playing, and there's like a lot of like booming, and you don't hear any music though. You don't hear no music. It just sounds like there's like lights and there's like arcade machines playing, but you don't see no arcade machines. It's just so weird. It's so weird. That was just another thing that I had thought of though, but yeah. So many ways to look at this. 5 days until the party. 5 days until happiest day. Like, I don't know, like it could be anything, man. Like, help me out here. Why? And this is important too. This has to be important. Why are the eyes off and then they turn on? What does that mean? Is it possessed? Is William talking through it? Is it telling us to go from like red light, green light, go? Like, what did he do this time? Did the dad? Did the dad had to have done something? What did he do this time? This time? What do you mean this time? He locked you in your room again. Which is weird because a midnight motorist. How do you get locked in your own room? To be honest, this line has to tie with FNAF 6, bro. There's no freaking way. I don't get it, bro. And if this is supposed to, or maybe the FNAF 6 Midnight Motorist minigame is a callback or reference to the FNAF 4 minigame with this line, but they're not the same house and they're not the same family groups. But let's just say, let's be optimistic and just like hope to God like that this is a tie-in with that canonically. Then let's see what happens here. He locked you in your room again. Why? To protect you? Maybe the crying child is misinterpreting how Michael is treating him. Maybe Michael didn't throw him in the February plush. We don't know. Like, don't be scared. I am here with you. Who is here with you? Because that sounds like a line that William would say to a kid that he's about to kill. And then it's weird, right? Locked you in your room again. Again. Locked you in your room again. What did William do? He lured the kids to a safe back room or something like that and killed them. They could be parallels. You know, I'm finna eat my hot fries, bro. Where my chips at, bro? Cause you could not tell me that these like I feel like no one's like talking about the similarities between the lines and the words and different things different ways to think about this stuff. Cause there's so many ways to view what's being said context wise that it could easily just throw anybody off. That's why I said like take what I say, split it apart, and put certain pieces together. Because it just seems like there's a lot that's being thrown at us. And then this black void, what is this? Is this just like a representation of like storytelling in some way that's supposed to like tell us like, hey, like this is like an ambient, this is like a setting that shows like, because it almost feels like it's happening like it's like a metaphor for something, or maybe it's like representing that the plush is the main character and that like I don't know like this in this moment like it's, or maybe it's like a visual representation like telling us like, hey, there's like this black void and that, you know, this is happening in the mind of the crying child right here, or maybe the lights are off and he turns them back on. Like, we don't know. Like, where are my hot fries, bro? This is driving me crazy. I shouldn't be eating hot fries while trying to figure out FNAF 4 lore, but oh well. I'm hungry. I digress. What did he do this time? I'm like, man, come on. He locked you in your room again. Come on, like, he had to be. If the MCI happened around this time, or if it hasn't happened yet, or there's rumors going around, because there's already rumors going around during certain parts of each game, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he was locked in his room to protect him. We don't know if his brother knows about the rumors or whatever. We don't know if the friends know. Don't be scared, I'm here with you. It sounds like a line that William would say to someone he's about to kill. Maybe Michael is trolling Crying Child with his own plush and speaking to the plush while pretending to be both his friend and also turning out to like bully him at the same time. Maybe he quite literally does have an imaginary friend. I feel like this is so weird. It looks so creepy. Yeah, it's a plush. And shouldn't the eyes shine if it's, you know, going from, like, not being used or possessed or whatever? Because, you know, look at that. The eyes are falling here. Oh, you know what? Like, okay, theory, right? What if this were like real? What if the eyes like roll to change to these people's to show that, like, you know, hey, I'm watching you. Like, these are cameras built into the thing, and William is watching them. Because look, these have black pupils, which would mean that if we looked at these in real life, the pupils would just either the pupils, or maybe this thing is haunted. I don't know, but maybe the pupils are like. The pupils would the dirty thing that Scott does too. The pupils maybe okay. Not saying these can do this too, because they clearly don't do this. They're not made for that. They don't have that purpose in this game. Scott, the sneaky thing that Scott did with this game was that he had these mini game segments separate from the nighttime gameplay. So we don't know if there is a physical Golden Freddy plush in the house or not during the nighttime gameplay, because it feels like to me, if this isn't physically anywhere in this game, like in real life in the game, then this is a projection or some type of imaginative thing or spiritual. But we get to see one in, you know, such a location. And the night isn't canon, yet it lets us think that this and that are the same thing. That those are both the same plush. Let me see. Look, it even has like a little purple hat, purple bow tie. Same exact plush as this mother, you know, like, come on. Come on, we can't ignore that. And it shouldn't be whited out either. Why is it whited out for? That's creepy, like. That's not something you give a kid. Why is it there? I don't get it. The fact that William can just not William. The fact that Scott can just casually put this here and not say anything, and it's during sister location. It's killing me, bro. These gray walls too, like, I don't know, man. This whole thing being like a nightmare chamber in a house with gray walls. It does seem and feel pretty simulated. I mean, heck, the walls are gray. The TV's gray. He left without you. Yeah, the brother left him. That's directly telling us the brother left him. But I still on the whole, like, why did he bring him there? Why? Okay. Why do you hate it here? Okay, that doesn't answer my question. If you run, why do you have to run? The crying child's too scared to run. That's crazy. I'm assuming, but it feels like he's too scared to run because he just walks. He doesn't run. He just walks. Or maybe this is him running. And he has little legs so he can only go so far but so fast. No, don't you remember what you saw? The exit's the other way. You know, it'd be funny if when he says, when not he, because I don't know who I'm talking about. I don't even know who I'm talking about when I say he. At that moment, what if what he saw was the exit, and that's what he remembered? That'd be funny. Like the entire time, it was just the exit, and he just didn't want to be there for no reason. He just didn't want to be there. Hurry and leave. But can't even lie, there is clearly emphasis on something that we're not supposed to see here. And we have to go the other way. I don't know. Something really important. You know, it'd be really crazy if the tables were used to like figure out stuff, because there's like a gap right here, and I don't know. Like, what if it was used to? What if this gap was like used to show like something, like almost like a magnifying glass? Not literally, but like a focus point. It'd be kind of crazy. I mean, he could have even thought that the red strips were blood, but they're clearly on the walls and stuff, so. Or hanging off the ceiling at least. I mean, this one is on the wall because it's behind the portrait. I mean, this could also be an illusion, and that's a window. But I don't know. Maybe William is quite literally experimenting on dead kids. And we see him experimenting. Hold on. Experimenting on a kid right here. Wouldn't that be crazy? This is one of William's experiments. That'd be so crazy. And this is another one. And he's putting all of them in suits. That would be so crazy, right? If that's what Scott was trying. That would have been so crazy if these were experiments and he was just making them run around at night. Scare people. We don't see a Golden Bonnie attack us at all. That's funny. He put Golden Bonnie in FNAF 3 but kept him out of FNAF 4. That's funny as heck. I mean, yeah, we see a plush trap, but I'm talking like Golden Bonnie for like the nightmare segments. Nightmare, yeah, like that part. He doesn't like those shadows. I don't get why this sucker ain't chasing him. Like, why are we able to move and free roam? Well, this dude isn't physically chasing us. We just see him pop in and pop out. I mean, I guess Scott wanted to save time. He didn't want to include animations for every little thing, but come on now. He gave the bullies walking animations. This sucker didn't even budge. He just teleported. Maybe it was just to emphasize how scared he was and that he just happened to appear and it freaked the crying child out and he got jump scared and got scared. I mean, the bully is trying to scare a crying child, but that guy isn't, because he doesn't make a raw sound like Mike does. He hates you. I think right here, it's William. William hates his son. But if it's his brother, he hates his brother, but it's either an interpretation or something else. Maybe he's feeding off of what the crying child thinks and is reiterating that back to him. But why would that make the crying child want to get back up? If he feels like his brother hates him, why would you even get up at that point? Wouldn't you have just given up and just stayed there? I honestly thought when I first saw this gameplay, like back then, I thought he was just going to stay there the whole time, and then the spirit was going to keep trying to like tell him to get up and encourage him and motivate him or whatever the case may be, or whatever and all that jazz. And then this game would have just like faded out after saying tomorrow's another day. Like, well, hopefully we can try tomorrow and tomorrow's another day. Like, I thought it was going to be like that. I wonder if anyone else has had that thought too, because me personally, I might be the first person to say that in a stream or a video, but I thought that. You can get out this time, but you have to hurry. This time? So it sounds like to me that the brother has been like torturing him for a while. He has been taking him to this place multiple times. Now it'd be crazy if Mike just broke into the crying child's room and then like from the window and then dragged him to Freddy's. Because William doesn't say they've gone to that place again. He says he's gone to that place again. It could also be someone who went to go stay another night at the FNAF 2 place, but it's juniors now, so it's not that. It can't be that. It's throwing me off though, because the crying child seems to be dead around this time. There's no indication of Elizabeth or crying child. We don't get either of their rooms. So that would probably mean that they're both dead. I mean, hey, in FNAF 4 we can go through our room and Elizabeth's room. But in FNAF 6 we can't go to either room as William for whatever reason. Because he got both of them killed I mean, that would make sense if he's not able. But why would he not be able to go to the rooms that he committed the murders in? I mean, then again, Man of the Shadows, murder mystery. It's a mysterious plot. I mean, that would make sense. Like, we can't go in those two rooms because he got both of them killed, or he killed them in some way, whether intentional or not. We know Elizabeth was an accident. And the crying child more probably cannot be the vengeful spirit because the crying child was killed on accident by his brother. So we can't even. We got to rule that out. We can't sit there and say William killed him because if he is the one, if he is the one you should not have killed, then Michael should be the one in UCN. And Michael apologizing does clearly state that it was an accident. He tells us that that was an accident. But William killed someone else that he wasn't supposed to kill, and that spirit became much more vengeful than Charlie. But Charlie's the vengeful spirit, and hence the whole everyone keeps saying like, oh, like, well, the puppet is the face of UCN, so wouldn't that make sense? Maybe so. Maybe Charlie is the vengeful spirit and just will not let go of William. But why is Golden Freddy so important to this whole thing? Keep him out of it, bro. It's convoluting everything. He doesn't make sense. He's like he's literally a Rubik's cube, and most people don't even know how to solve those things. Like, man. And here's what also got me too, because I know I'm gonna be not gonna lie in this stream. I'm gonna be going down a lot of similar paths other people have gone, so just bear with me here. I'm just throwing stuff out there for people to look at because I said that one of the main focuses would be the color red, but I also know some other things too. Not just now, but I'm also remembering and starting to re-notice things and starting to kind of catch on to other things too as I go along. I obviously don't have to throw out when I'm figuring something out or when I understand something at a particular moment because literally everyone's kind of on a similar basis as me, if not better bases. But this stuff is still a mystery. So I thought it was strange how there's a green car here, an orange car here. I mean, yeah, the plushie isn't. Just follow my line of thinking. I'm not trying to go like derail or go out of context too much. I'm just tying things. When I'm saying orange to this right here, I'm tying this to this, but I'm not tying everything. But just yeah, you'll see. Okay, so green car, orange car. I was like, okay, this isn't orange, but he does have a green shirt though. Thought that was pretty weird and similar. I also thought like, hey, what if this is blood, but it's a heart? It's a heart. It could be blood. I don't know. It's literally a heart, but I mean, I'm just saying like, what if it was blood? Because I mean, hey, he said, mine's is Spring Bonnie. It's a plush toy. Okay. It's really freaking huge. It should be much smaller than that, honestly. But oh well. My daddy says I have to be careful with him or I will pinch my finger. He's a finger trap, he says. Yeah, I can't read this backwards. Can't cut certain words out. Who is your dad anyway? You know, it'd be funny if this this kid went on to be the guard of FNAF. Like, I mean, it'd be crazy if all these kids went on to be like the different guards of different plot points or whatever. We have not played as a female once in FNAF at all. At all. Except for when we played as Charlie as the puppet. I would say that is probably the only time we've played as a girl. And we've played as Chica. We've played as, well, I'm talking about the first 4 games, obviously, but not obviously, but of course. But yeah. There's also this right here. My brain was like, what if William hit a dead body behind here? What if he had it? What if he dug up a spot and put a dead body right here? I don't know. What if the animatronics are hiding in these spots? Because we can't click this stuff. We can't. Because these are. I mean, yeah, these lines. Even though this is like a filter that's put over all of this, it makes it look like these are clickable almost. You better watch how I hear they come to life at night. You know what's weird? I don't think in this video the person that made this he even bothered to show the other part where you see the girl, because you're supposed to be able to see the girl right here, if I'm not mistaken. And this part makes no freaking sense to me. Did he put a dead body down here? That's possible. I mean, it's a sewer, but it would clearly fall all the way down there. Why would we get a body down there? Aren't you the kid who always hides underneath the table and cries? Yeah, so that is what he's doing when he's crying in the mini games. Like, he's crying underneath the table. He's not crying on the floor. He's under a table. No one else is scared. Why are you? Stop being such a baby. Yeah, why is no one else scared? Y'all are all kids. I mean, yeah, he's probably a teenager, sure. The crying child understands what's going on better than anyone else, and he's just too scared to say anything for some strange reason. And maybe the plush that's always watching him is his dad, and his dad's like, if you say anything, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, I don't know, like maybe he feels like he's being watched. I mean, if the crying child saw something, why doesn't he tell people? Because he just happens to not. You mean something you're too scared and you just happen to not tell anybody? That's a plot device used to keep from saving your own ass. Why isn't he going to the other girl? Because that was an important thing too. And then right here, that's. I mean, I think some people probably said, "Oh no, Scott just put that there." I forgot what they said. I still think that this is another Golden Freddy head that's supposed to be underneath this Afton car looking car. And I heard some people say that Scott said that no, this is just a car that's right here, and this isn't important. I used to think, like, when I first saw the FNAF 2 minigames, the death minigame specifically, that this was like William Afton's like face right here, like the two eyes and the mouth. That always creeped me out. I always thought that looked like a face. And then this kid, why is he standing in the middle of the road? None of this makes sense. Oh wait, you have to go. It's your birthday. Like, everyone, how does everyone even know? These aren't his friends. They can't be. Is there a dead body right here too? A dead body right there too? Because there's like a lot of these too. Like, you can't count the ones with the eyes. You have to count the ones without the eyes. Just so weird here. That would mean there's one right here, one right here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Just kind of messed up to put it right here. It's messed up in general. 4. So he ran over somebody right here. Or he murked someone outside of the house or something. Or hid it underneath the car or something. So yeah, I lost count, my fault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those gotta be 6 bodies. It's either where they were murked or where they were buried. It has to be. There's only 5 of these. And it's so weird. But the thing is, like, What if the ones with the flowers are the only ones? Why is his head the flower bud? I mean, yeah, bow ties look like petals with a bud in the middle. Sometimes, depending on how you have it drawn or whatever. But it's so weird how there's like five of those. Yeah, those would be the only five. It doesn't tell you how he killed them. Like this one just makes it seem like, oh yeah, he killed Charlie right here, and then he killed the other kids outside. For it's weird how all the deaths are like happening further and further away. Maybe William. This is where William was when he committed murders. That seems more likely because why would a kid's body just be right like no? William probably was right here, snuck up and got somebody right here. Charlie died here. He pulled up and got somebody right here. But why would he be wearing a suit and luring people though? That's another thing. Because these aren't buttons. Like these aren't buttons. Like what I'm trying to say is when I say buttons, my first thing is like, oh, these aren't buttons and they're not. It's not like you press it and he comes out like something comes out. Like no, there's something there and it's not being questioned by the other kids. I just think those five heads mean something. Just can't put my finger on it, and I hate the fact that I can't. Heck, even the grass looks like a hand. I even thought at one point like it's not in this version of it, but there's a version of the gameplay that someone shows where it looks like the pool that the little girls buy with the toy animatronics. It looks like it looks like blood. What is this? A fake video? I want to see this real quick. I've never seen this before. She can't get up. It's your fault. Tomorrow's another day. Oh, that'd have been so creepy. I've never seen this before. I love how Fred supposed to look at them while he cries at it while smiling. I don't know. I think it's funny. Michael Apton and Final Crack whooping of 83. Just fan made, but awesome. William, don't worry, Michael. I got a phone. Dark Sides of FNAF 4. Seeing Michael makes you go. Dang, how did I never see this? I probably did see it before. I don't know. Oh. And then it cries too. It's so weird. That is so weird. I can't use this for anything. Not because it's fan made, but that is interesting to look at though. How that's just playing out the way it is. But the fact that yeah, because 5 days. Maybe I mean, what if that part was saying, oh, there's 5 pieces here on this part, 4 pieces here, 3 pieces here, 2 pieces here, 1 piece here. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 3, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus, um, 12 plus 2 is 14, and then 14 plus 1 is 15. Did he kill 15 kids? Like, oh no, bro. Like, come on. Maybe that's telling us that I don't know. Michael Afton was 15 around this time. That would make sense, would it not? Should we be looking for numbers? Should we be looking for 15 petals and that 15 is an important number in this game? Like I don't know. I could be onto something there. I mean, subtracting 5 from 4 would make it 1, and then subtracting 1 to 3, that would make it -2. Subtracting -2 from -2 would make it a -4 if I'm not mistaken, and then -4 to 1 is just -5, so 5 missing kids. Yeah, like, it's weird. I'm not sure if that's how you... Oh, let me see something real quick. Hey Siri, what's 1 minus 3? Just to make sure, because it's been a while.
1 minus 3 is -2.
Okay. Siri, what's -2 minus 2?
-2 minus 2 is -4.
-4, right? And then -4 minus 1? Siri, what's -4 minus 1? Siri, what's -4 minus 1?
Okay, I found this on the web for what's negative.
Hey Siri, what's -2 minus 1?
Okay, I found this.
So we're just not gonna go there. Okay, so it has to be, yeah, it goes up. So, oh, oops, I said -2 minus 1. My fault. I might have messed up there. 5 minus 4. Did I say 5 minus 4 is 9 earlier? I feel stupid. I feel like I did. 5 minus 4 is 1, right? And then 1 minus 3 is -2, right? -2 minus 2 is -4. -4 minus, yeah, but I almost messed up. Yeah, -4 minus, yeah. We did -4 minus 2. Wait, frick. I messed myself up. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 minus, oh gosh. 1 minus 3 is -2. Because we gotta use the 3 in this whole thing. -2 minus 2 is -4. -4 minus, gosh. -4 minus 1 is just -5 because it adds to it. A negative minus a positive is, yeah, it's a higher negative. Okay, so a negative minus the same number itself, the negative, like both negatives if they're both the same number, makes 0. If you do -4 minus, I don't know, a smaller positive, you get a bigger negative. But if you use a smaller negative, it's just basic subtraction with a negative. So negative, if it were -4 minus, yeah, that's so weird how Scott put that. Because you also got to think, you got to do 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. You get 15. Mike had to be 15 around that time. Even if he was a kid. I don't know. And then, I mean, where would you even guess to subtract 15 from 10 to get 5, to make the crying child 5? Like, I mean, it's visually obvious. He looks like a 5-year-old. He could be 8-year-old. We don't know. The crying child was smart enough to make it back to his house on his own. Somehow. He's 5. It's so weird. But how would you think to subtract 15 from 5? Maybe he's 10, and the boy is 15. That's very plausible. A 10-year-old is not gonna put up with the older brother's BS, but he's still gonna bow down and submit if he's being abused like that. Especially with that mentality the crying child has, because he has a very weak mentality in the situation. He can't help it. He's a victim, so it's like. But yeah, back to what I was saying about that too. Bullying is technically a form of abuse. Why are the eyes following him? Who is watching? Is it the crying? Is it not the crying child? It'd be funny if the crying child was watching himself. That wouldn't even make sense. That scared me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why that. I guess because it was smooth. I got scared. It actually scared me when I first played those a couple of times. Because you don't know what's gonna happen. Or at least when I watched it a few times too. That's the first time it's ever scared me in a while. Jesus. This part's important too, because there's already rumors going around. You better watch out. I hear they come to life at night. At night? Yeah, no diff. I don't want to say the actual word I wanted to say. Well, low key though, I don't see that being something you can just ignore straight up because it is important. Because even in FNAF 1, FNAF 2, there's always something about the animatronics like coming to life or, you know, being reanimated or having the ability to do this and that. Because in FNAF 2, they could walk around during the day, but now they can only walk around at night because daytime was just issues. FNAF 1, they have a free roaming mode so their parts don't get locked up and they get stiff and don't work anymore. I hear they come to life at night. She's not saying the animatronics are coming to get you, but it's implied because she says you better watch out. And if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone. I hear they come to life at night. You gotta be talking about the plushies. You gotta be talking about. She's either talking about the animatronic. She's either talking about the animatronics or she's talking about these right here. These are coming to life at night, and they get you. Because I don't see why William would not allow. Dang, that almost made it sound like a different kind of will care. Like, oh, he cares, but he's not actually killing kids. He's not like, like this is all like, oh, someone's doing this outside of him and framing him or whatever. Like, no. If you die, they hide your body, never tell anyone. How is she smart enough to know this? Or is she trolling him? Yeah, she's trolling him right here. This is what gets me right here. If you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone. Who is it? The company or is it the animatronics that hide your body? It's weird how this kid is almost in the same position. Thought I heard a noise. What's up with the heck? It's weird how this kid's in the same position as Golden Freddy almost. So weird. Why does the crying child stop crying when he's walking? Is the crying a representation of his character? More than likely. This part right here. Oh, shoot. Yeah, these plushies have to indicate where William was. I mean, how could you just hide them out in plain sight and like no one's picking them up and saying anything? I think that's so strange. Maybe he's hiding them behind flowers and spying on people with them? He's on like little secret security cameras. Like William's just that cocky that he has these things out in the open and he uses them to find these kids or just like spy on the entire neighborhood, or maybe these are being used to represent that William is spying on the neighborhood, and these aren't actually physically everywhere. I mean, yeah, maybe the flowers are jokingly maybe you put it. He's able to see us from different spots. I feel like the ones without the eyes just mean that these are where the dead bodies are, because this one doesn't have pupils. So he covered up the eyes on this one to tell us that yeah, that this is telling us that yeah, he did kill kids. He killed Charlie here. He killed a kid here. He killed a kid here. He did not kill a kid there, but he definitely was watching here for some reason. And Toy Chica missing her beat means that maybe this kid was killed, but they still wanted to show us that. But I still don't get why there's like this weird like gray wall or whatever's going on. Maybe this is the house and this is like the park, and this is probably the crying child's sister right here. Maybe because this. You know what? Let me see. This is a seesaw. This isn't a puddle of water. I'm just not realizing that. What the heck? That's a freaking seesaw. I feel so stupid. I thought it was like water or like a puddle, and I was like, what if like you change everything that's blue to red and like make it look like blood, but then you have to change this to red and nah. So let's go right here. Why are you crying? Don't you like my toy collection? It's so weird though. I really feel like, you know what? I really think this might be the crying child's sister because of the fact. Because also remember, what if the plushie is here to indicate that this is his sister and that this kid was not killed? I mean, yeah, there are such there. I mean, yeah. Maybe he's spying on them to protect them. Wherever he has the pupils at, that's where he's spying to protect. He's spying to protect the crying child. If this is William, he's spying to protect the crying child. The little girl is missing. Why is this toy bigger than the other ones? Because that would also mean that would also mean that that's not the sister then. Look, see, look at that. He's watching the son, watching the sister. Grandfather clock. The father's watching. He's watching the brother. So this means that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 people left in the family. There should be 5 of them. Okay, I'm picking up what he's putting down a little bit. If that isn't anything like new or important, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, crying child, sister, that's 2 people, right? Hold on, go back. Dad, wait, yep. Let me see something. Crying child, sister, dad, brother. Where's the mother? Unless this is the daughter's room. Hey, it could be. I mean, the mother's room. It could be. Maybe the mother and daughter share one room. Maybe the father and mother share one room. Maybe this is the father and the mother's room, and they share one room, and they're divorced, and that's the mangle showing that the family is broken. It's one way to look at it. I thought I was on something there that kind of threw me off. Dang it, Scott, you got me good on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. He only put them by the people that he's closest to. William is closest to the son, the daughter, and the crying child. Notice how there are 3 things happening at once. He's not. It's weird how he's not paying attention to this at all. 1, 2, 3. They're just missing one more person. So let's go back. This gets really weird. This gets really freaking weird. Look at that. He's in very specific spots. Tiny Toy Chica's missing her beak because Chica attacks. Who was attacking during this point at night? It has to be William. William is going out at night and stuffing those kids in those suits. Something's going on. Someone's getting hurt. Because he's not sending the nightmares after kids and getting them. Maybe what FNAF 4 is really about is that William is sending the animatronics at night to kidnap kids. And the way he does this is he makes them look like the FNAF 1 animatronics to gain the kids' trust because no one likes the toys. Or maybe people do like the toys, I don't know. But this little girl has the toy animatronics around this time, so the original Freddy's probably had, and it's weird, maybe, because Scott said the Tiny Toy Chica, it could be a toy version of the FNAF 1 Chica. But these sprites are similar to the ones from FNAF 2. That's crazy, bro. So it is a callback to FNAF 2. But there's 5 of these. There's only 5 of these. Only 5. Only 5. Only eyes. Only face. That's how I feel that while I'm saying that. Why is the Mangle plush missing? So you got Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Toy Freddy. Yeah, this is the sister. This is the sister. By that logic, this is the sister. There's no Scott. I know this is the sister. Because where else would she be? Her room is pink. She has a bow on her head, a red bow. Who's her favorite plush? Hold on, Matthew, let's run it back real quick. Let's look at the bow tie on her head. Blue eyes, right? They're like purple almost. They almost look like Michael Afton's eyes. And the smile is very similar to Michael Afton's from Sister Location. Look at that. They don't have to physically be the same exact complexion. I mean, if it's not the sister, that's kind of messed up the plot wise. I mean, you mean tell me this is like another girl that just happens to have the same plush as the, not okay. That's assuming that the sister only had Mangle, but clearly it's missing Mangle. She's missing Mangle. Are the tears supposed to help us figure out something too? Because why is it coming from just the left eye? Does the tear change colors in certain spots? Like when that drop hits the ground, does it change colors? I wonder. He's not using the tears to reveal anything. That would be crazy though. That actually would have been really freaking smart if he did that. Not saying he should have, but that would have been kind of crazy. Like a really smart thing, clever thing to hide. If the tears, like when they drop and they hit something, they represent something. Yeah, that's the sister because there's no way. She's missing the Mangle plush. She's not outright saying, "Oh, these are my only plushies," because if that were the case, that would just destroy this entire thing. Why are you crying? Don't you like my toy collection? So he's been crying through this entire thing, non-stop. Or maybe it made him sad. Is that also his hair, or is there something behind his head? That's the part that's getting me. Why is there like... Because look, the only thing that's moving down is just his eyes and his hairline. Nothing else is moving on his head. And Scott could have very easily made this an animation without the shadow on the top of his head. Maybe that's a shadow? That'd be a really subtle detail, though. Bro, if the crying child is Shadow Freddy, that's gonna be a massive lore reveal. I get it. It might not be an intentional Easter egg on his head that there's a shadow on his head to indicate like his head's going down, like he's like sobbing. But bro, if that was it right there, that would be crazy. I just don't get why he's constantly crying. He's crying non-stop. I think some people even theorized like years ago that there is a condition that people have where they can't stop crying, but he clearly keeps crying. Maybe then again, maybe at this part when she says like, "Why are you crying?" She doesn't say, "Why are you still crying?" She says, "Why are you crying?" Maybe he's really sensitive to a lot of this stuff. So when he sees those toys and he sees that Mangle's missing, he's sad because Mangle is missing. Maybe he misses his sister. Or maybe that's not his sister. But it's supposed to call back to the girl in the other room and the sister's missing. Because it should be Chica, Foxy, Bonnie, and Freddy. It'd be funny if Toy Chica's the one that made Mangle the way she is. That'd be crazy. Oh, I forgot. Let's look up Mangle. Funtime Foxy. Real quick, actually. Apparently, some people think they're the same thing. I kind of think they're the same thing here and there. Look at that. You don't see those parts in FNAF 2. That's a voice. That's like a voice thing, though, like a voice box or some kind.
That's crazy.
FNAF 2 Mangle. There's no voice box on this dude. And yeah, the endoskeleton is clearly missing. To me, I just think it's really strange how. Yeah, there's nothing else. And even in the movie, even in the FNAF 2 movie, like there's no splits on his head, so they're not the same. They physically are not the same. Yeah, they have very similar designs. They do. Very similar designs. Oh man, I was so on this for like so long. I really thought that this was the sister. Why are you crying? Don't you like my toy collection? It could still be. I forgot why I said that this probably isn't the sister because of something back here, but I mean, he could be. Oh, I said he could be crying because the missing toy could also be meaning that he misses his sister because the toy is broken in her room and she's not there when she should be. I mean, she could be in school, but clearly school time is over and this is the afternoon. This is not the morning. This is the afternoon. When kids can come out and play and do things, and and just have fun in their neighborhoods. There's no parents around. That's strange. Where are the parents at work while the kids have to be like at home after school? Like everyone's just busy in the morning, and William's just free to just take their kids and kill them as he's like. It's just there's so many things with this. Can't go on the swings. You can't interact with nothing. You're kind of stepping on her, which is so weird. Yeah, like your sprite is literally like overlapping on her, which almost makes this feel like some type of like matte. Like if this was like, it's so weird how you're able to step. Maybe that wasn't intentional. Maybe it's just Scott just said kind of like screw it, whatever. But bro, the fact you could just walk on her like that is so interesting. I mean, is she laying on the ground? Could be. Don't you think she'd be in more like a star shaped position? I mean, that's all I can really take from that. There's nothing else. Nobody found the pieces for these exact reasons. Because it's you just can't like. It's got to be some kind of brain teaser that we're just not getting. He had to throw brain teasers in there. He just made up his own. And this is also getting me too. I genuinely think this is a Freddy thing, but if it's not, someone tell me please. But like, oh, you're going to the party. Everyone's going to the party. Oh wait, you have to go. It's your birthday. Who was everyone? Because everyone wasn't there. And how come if it was his birthday party, none of these kids showed up? And were because they had to have been murdered, or they just trolled him to piss him off. Are they not the bullies? This has to be one of them. Hold on. There's only two that show that. If that's the case, if my memory plays correctly, those have to be the only two bullies that we see before we get to that night. Why are they there? Because I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This is killing me. We don't see a boy with a blue shirt at all. Okay, running back. Green shirt, brown shorts. Green shirt, blue shorts. Okay, so that's rolled out. Orange, that's completely rolled out. Green shirt, blue pants. I mean, he doesn't seem to be wearing shorts. He seems to be wearing jeans. Brown hair. Run it back. Brown hair. Kind of tan. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think that might be him. Yep, that's. The hair color is similar. But the hair here is a lighter color, though. It's just so weird. And the shoe color is hella identical. But he's not wearing shorts here. Okay, that's probably more than likely the sister. Even though Elizabeth got her entire design changed later. Maybe she went from brown to blonde hair as she got older. I mean, hey, look at this, right? I mean, I know Matt Pat already compared the designs. Their designs are pretty similar, though. Can't even lie. Same red bow tie, by the way. Same red bow tie. Green eyes. And then I think, hold on. SL FNAF baby. Did she have blue eyes? Possession. So she had blue eyes. And it would be kind of funny if the entire time William had like, or maybe the mother had green eyes, and then like her eyes went from this color to green. by some just very rare cake. Matter of fact, what color? What color is Mangle's eyes? I'm pretty sure someone's done this already. Yellow. Of course it is. Of course they're freaking yellow, so it'd be funny if that tied back to Fredbear's. Maybe someone said that already. Was it narrow even? That could have been narrow even. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Crazy though. That's so weird. Like the yellow eyes, like, "Hi, I got you." Like you thought you were getting onto something. Like, man, frick you, bro. Like, Scott, frick you. God dang it, bro. Then again, I mean, Elizabeth does have a pink shirt, just like him too, just like this girl. She has a pink shirt. It's buttoned up. This one doesn't have a button. It's more like a design that's up there. And then it's so weird, right? It's so freaking weird. How, if you look at this, oh no, not that one. Yeah, pink shirt and shorts, and then she kind of has blue shorts here. The shoes aren't white anymore here, so maybe she did get older. But if this isn't the daughter, then this is completely like retconned out of the story, and this is like just a similarities thing. This is just telling us that the crying child misses the sister. But why would baby be at Fredbear's? That to me also doesn't make sense. It would not make sense for baby to be at Fredbear's. That would be so freaking weird. And this right here, he's not wearing shorts. He's just some, like, okay, I want to. I feel like everyone just insults him. I'm not gonna do that here. Red shirt, okay. Pants are like a tealish bluish green. Same here. So did they just like get like some Mario like power up thing and age up? The hair color's not the same though. So Scott just reused some similar colors at this point. We have a great future. Well, it could have been worse. Oh gosh. Uh, that's so messed up. It wouldn't even make sense that phone guy was there during the bite. Like, why would he pretend and suppress something like that? He doesn't sound like the type of person that would like go through something like this and then play dumb. Because Chica the Mimic clearly tells us that Ralph slash phone guy was an adult through all of this, through literally all this, even during the events of FNAF where he was a grown ass man. So there's no, yeah, this is that is completely debunked. Whatever that's completely debunked. Yeah, because these are supposed to be the bullies. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I think. I mean, this could be. When was this even made? When was this posted? Well, I don't see a date, so I'm gonna assume this is around the time the week before it came out or before. Either way, that'd be a weird coincidence if so. But I mean, if that is a girl, that would be strange. That would be interesting. I just can't see it because they all look like boys to me. They just all do. Yeah, to me, they're all boys. They're clearly all boys because the boys are represented by no sleeves, and the girls are represented by with sleeves, so they don't, so the genders don't get confused. I mean, if it is a girl in there, I mean that's not weird. It's just be strange for Scott to represent a girl with. I mean, it could be a girl with short hair, possibly. I just don't see it being a girl because I mean, a dude could also wear a chica mask. It doesn't make him feminine. I just find it strange for it to be a girl. I'm not saying I'm not saying I have an issue with it. It just does feel weird. Simon, yeah. If only there was like some canonical name for all the other characters. You know, it'd be funnier. You know, it'd be really freaking funny. Okay, the FNAF 4 bullies, right? Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out right here. You know how? Okay, I'm kind of pulling some BS logic here. You know how each game had their own guard? Well, at least the first three. What if, what if this is the other mic for FNAF One right here, like FNAF One's mic, and then this was FNAF 2's Jeremy, right? And then you got, well, of course, FNAF 4's Mike, Michael Afton, but also Sister Location. Chica could. Okay, I'm just going. I'm just saying because FNAF 3. That's the only. I'm stupid for saying as well. What if this is like FNAF 3's guard right here? Because Chica yellow, but even though the background's supposed to be like green, yellowish or whatever, that'd be kind of crazy. It's funny how the crying child's held up to their height too. I'm trying to like match his feet at the bottom and see if there's anything I'm missing there too. If there's like, if there's like an oh shit moment right here because he's going past and that, their outlines are supposed to form a shape that I'm gonna miss. That's gonna be crazy because I'm not seeing nothing. I was like, why is it cut off right here? This is a balloon string. And why is this one? Oh, I was like, why are these lighter and these ones darker? Notice how Michael Afton is the only one that's able to go past this point. And I get this is a stage, and oh gosh, I thought he was looking down at my profile vision. That would been so creepy. Could they have actually gone? Oh no, they can't because this is the wall right here. You can clearly see there's a. If you go back over here, let me see. Yeah, there's an open space, so that there is nothing behind the stage at all. There's nothing there. So Scott basically foolproof the entire thing when it came to trying to figure stuff out right there. He definitely was scared of those shadows. And what's weird, they pop up. Did T-Dread notice this too? Like, did he say something about this on a stream once? I feel like he did. I'm starting to remember. I'm starting to feel like I'm remembering random stuff. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't catch it in time. Why do they? Wait, did I? Am I tripping? You can also see like his eyes are kind of squished right here. Yeah, bro is low key kind of cooked. Like there's no mouth, there's no ah. And his feet are just dangling, and his arms are too. I'm trying to get a good look for whatever the heck that little black line between his head is. It's probably just a shirt. Uh, Wait, that's weird. Why is he? I was about to say, why does his sprite look like that? I thought it was like indicating that he's a robot. Like it would be weird. Bro, what if he didn't get chomped on and he just passed out? You know how on Sister Look, since Security Breach, there was like a code with the buttons? You had to press them in a certain order. It'd be cool if that was a code. Yeah, that part's so confusing. Yeah, this music was not here. I think someone edited this in. Maybe Crying Child has a feeling that people are going to die, and it worries him, but he ends up dying anyway, and it doesn't matter. He had a feeling it was going to happen, but he couldn't do anything about it because he was just a kid. I'm not even gonna go right here. My brain's like low key kind of fried. I'm gonna stop right here for the stream, but that was just me rambling because I think it's because also I also talk so much. So, anyways, that